What's going on, everybody? Geek back with another Godfall video. Well, actually, more of a highlight video based off of what we saw yesterday in with Godfall and Counterplay Games and Gearbox called the Godfall Celebration, where they had Arekkz from the UK and his stream. I'll put their information below, as well as Bife, the lore god. I call him the lore god or the lore king. The dude just eats, sleeps, and breathes lore from all the games that he plays. He's an amazing guy, and he's got a series on Godfall. I'll link that down below as well. Yesterday, they went more into detail about more of the endgame activities, how we're going to develop our Godfall characters, our Valerians here, and the Valor plates that they wear, as well as the weapons that they will be able to use, the Dreamstones, the Tower of Trials, how we get stronger, what we have to kill, what we have to face, the enemies that we'll be facing. They went in to talk about the 5 different tribes that are throughout the realms, the Vargal, the Abyssians, the Nyax, the Bladetide Mercenaries, and the Crimson Wind. Talking about some of the corrupted Valerians from our own race. We're talking about different beasts in the world, as well as constructs. There's approximately 70 unique enemies that we're going to have to deal with. That does not include the elites or the endgame variants of those. So it should be a rather fun-filled amount of destruction that we get to go have fun with. Plus, in the hunt missions that we'll get to do to help level up through in-game and side activities, there's 10 types of mid-bosses that get more difficult and scale as we level up and become more powerful. So, some of the things we're talking about, we're going to talk about the fact that our level cap is level 50. There are 25 different skills you can get. Each skill has 5 levels to it. By the time we get to the end game and progress through the first 9 Dreamstones, which prepares us for the Tower of Trials ultimate end game stuff, we will not unlock all 125 levels of the 25 skills. Now, the skills are not bound to a Valor plate. They are bound account-wide, so once you have all those points unlocked, they can be used on any Valor plate. And it doesn't cost anything to respec or to reset those skills. You'll be able to do those on the fly from within the sanctum, where you do your loadouts, your forging, your increasements, and all that other stuff to your gear to make yourself more powerful. All right. So this is the sanctum area that we're looking at right here. Just a real quick look. There's the weapons that you get. There's the skill tree I was just talking about, the 5 levels, and then how that impacts the gameplay that we are going to go out. It's very fast gameplay. It's very quick paced. Essentially, you get to go through different realms. You have to unlock Earth to get to water, and then after water, you get to go to the next realm. There's several realms within Empyrean that I'm excited to discover. They haven't released all that information in. They're trickling at it. Combat within the sanctum, there is combat practice here. You get to do your different combos, as you can see on the screen, so you can test out skill loadouts, weapon loadouts, and augment loadouts, and we're going to talk about that here in a second, and how you upgrade it. So you can pick your Valor plate. Once you have your Valor plate picked out, then you have your attributes that you're going to work on. You have Might, which is your attack power, Spirit, which is your ability power, and is determined by the Valor plate you're wearing, and Vitality, which is how much health you have and how much of a beating you can take. The stuff that you equip impacts that and makes you stronger in certain areas, as well as the Valor plate. The Valor plate will allow for more one specific type and constellation that we haven't even seen yet. But in addition to that, there's also combat, where you got critical hit chances and weak points, and ailments: bleed, ignite, chill, shock, poison, and curse. These are different effects that each Valor plate has. Like Vertigo here is a shock. Charge up and do shock damage, AoE shock damage, and whatnot. Okay. So you'll get to equip 2 weapons, and you can swap between those 2 weapons while out in the world. You get 1 charm, you get 1 amulet, you get 2 rings, you get a life stone, which helps you heal and also gives you some buffs. You get a banner, which is more for co-op play and gives area buffs, but it can be used. And as you can see here, your might, your spirit, and your vitality goes up just from those. We didn't even talk about constellation or augments to the armor constellations. That'll be a different video. Hollow map here lets you go out into the different realms, into the areas within those realms. You can see we have story mission, boss fights we can go to, hunt missions, and unique encounters throughout the campaign. This is the water realm that you get to after you beat the earth realm. Again, Seventh Sanctum, that's like the Bat Cave, everybody. We get to come in here, choose out what Valor Plate, craft Valor Plate. So we're out farming the world, getting materials. We have to be able to come in here and then craft the Valor Plate to unlock it. In this case, we're unlocking Typhoon with the crafting materials, the Valor Plate cores, and crystalline. There'd be different ones depending on the type. Then that unlocks that Valor Plate. Then we go in and we eventually put constellation augments in there again, based upon the types: might, spirit, vitality. Armatist is more might, Vertigo is more spirit. So it'll really depend on the Valor Plate you're playing. Once you get all your loadouts figured out and what you're going to go do, then we head out into the endgame world where we have fights against lieutenants. Like this is the lieutenant here that we have to eventually beat. Now, there's going to be one set of Valor Plate that might pair up against a different enemy better that you're going to want, or different weapons, whether it be dual blades and a warhammer, or a pole arm and a great sword. Again, you also those loadouts determine how powerful they are, determined by the skills that you're going to pick for them, which you get to again freely respec anytime and level up. Each one has 5 levels. There's 25 skills. So technically 125 points would be needed to do it all. We're not getting all 125. Level 50, I'm guessing 75 or 80 if I remember correctly. But you can spec those depending upon what Valor Plate you're wearing, what type of weapon you're using, and the augments that you're using. So you can learn to adjust those on the fly and come up with really an infinite number of types of builds. I'm really excited for seeing how that works. If I want to be a long sword and a shield guy, I'm going to load that up. If I'm in the Hinterclaw armor, I'm going to go with the criticals. If I'm in a spirit person, I'm going to load up more on the spirit and the charges and the AoE buffs, all that. And then once we've done the loadouts and we've chosen our armor, that's when the end game is really going to start getting real. We beat the campaign. We get our first Dreamstone. The Dreamstone is what we're going to go into that helps there's 18 of them. And those Dreamstones will then allow us to progress further past the campaign to be able to actually do what they consider their end game, aka the Tower of Trials. First Dreamstone again unlocks at the end of the campaign. We go into it. There's 3 waves in the first Dreamstone. Every Dreamstone event has 3 waves to it. And you will get to the end of the Dreamstone event even if you don't beat each wave. But the more waves you beat, the more buffs you get to carry through, the better loot you get, and the more information you are given, lore information, on what the final boss in that Dreamstone is and what his abilities are that helps you better prepare to beat him. So you want to. If you do not beat the end boss, you have to do the Dreamstone all over again. Once you beat that Dreamstone boss, then you unlock the next one. So there's 18 total. The first 9 they call Act 1. Once you get all 9 of those done, they consider you ready to enter to the first level of the Tower of Trials. And then you can also do the other 9 Dreamstones, will help get you more unique loot. And they're generated randomly every single time. You can do the same Dreamstone over and over, and it's going to be generated different. Missions, hunt activities, and things like that are different every single time. Okay, so there's a large number of potential different outcomes for each Dreamstone activity. But they're replayable, like Rogue Mode replayable. This gets you the loot. Tower of Trials gets you the end game loot. This is what you want. There is unique end-game loot in the Tower of Trials. It's only available in the tower. The further you get, the higher you ascend. They said it's indefinite. There's just tons. I think it's more like Sword Art Online, the Tower of the Ironclad, where there's just 100 levels, but there could be more, okay? And you can go in with your co-op buddies, can go in and just keep going and going and going and going to see how far you can get. Or you could do it solo to see if you want to do the tower solo. That's a possibility. Some of the things they also talked about, when you want to group with somebody, say I'm playing and my buddy JJ is going to be playing, and I have a little more time into the game, so I get further in the campaign and I get stuck on a boss. He's behind me. He can't join me to help me with that boss because he has to be on that same level, has to be in that same area of the game and have that unlocked. I can go back though, however, and help him because I've already done that content. The other cool thing is if I'm in his realm and we're working through content, we pass where I was and we keep going, when I go to my realm, that progress in the game carries over to my gameplay. Some of the other stuff that we want to talk about, we talked a little bit about life stones, the area banners. The Sanctum again is where you're going to do all of your stuff. There's tons of loot dropping all over the place. Each realm will give you crafting materials for some of the upgrades for your weapons. There's 125 of them. This is a dreamstone he's putting in. Each dreamstone helps make you more powerful, whether that be through increasing certain stats, the might, the vitality, or the spirit. I don't know. The better weapon drops, you go from uncommon to common to epic to legendary. Again, you could take an uncommon weapon and forge it all the way up to legendary if you wanted to and you like it. Each and every single piece of weapon and armor in here has lore behind it. Even uncommon has lore behind it. So really excited for the game. I hope you guys will join me to play it. I'm going to be streaming on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, even Saturdays on Twitch and on YouTube. So give me a follow if you want more content on that or on technology. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me here, hit that subscribe button to get notified, and hopefully we can do the journey together and I can answer questions. Technology stuff, we're going to be covering all the new video cards, the new processors from AMD, how that impacts our world as well. Just because, that's where we're at. There's so much stuff that we've got going on. It's a really busy time. I will also be doing a Destiny 2 intermixed with this one. I am on a day one raid team with JJ, CB Gray, Vet, Hiatus, and Skirt. So we're going to be having fun in those realms. Again, if anything you guys want questions answered, hit me up in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitch. Where I'm going to be live streaming. I'll also be live streaming here. I appreciate you guys' time. I look forward to seeing this. I can't wait for the game, man. I really can't. I really, really, really can't. It's something different, and they made it gorgeous. Just the graphics alone are just something just tremendously awesome that I'm really, really excited for. Anyways, until next time, I will see you guys in-game or see you in the comments. You guys have a great day. Stay safe and have fun gaming.